She feels it before she sees it, a shift so sudden and absolute it snatches the air from her lungs. No fight. No final blowout. Just silence. A terrifying, hollow kind of silence that tells her this isn't anger. It's not a timeout. It's over. Not the kind of over where you storm out and come back after a few days. This is the cold, quiet kind. The kind that means you're gone in a way she can't touch, reach, or reverse. She thought you'd always come back. You always did before. But this time, there's no tension. No heat. No energy to feed off. You're just not there. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, gone. She tells herself you're just playing a longer game. That if she waits it out, you'll snap. You'll miss her. You'll cave. That maybe if she ignores it, it'll all blow over. But the days drag on. The phone stays silent. Her little jabs don't land. Her bait doesn't catch. That old string she used to tug on? It's been cut. You used to give her fire, even in conflict. Now she's staring into a blank wall. And that's when it hits her, you've detached. For real. The scary part? She doesn't recognize this version of you. You're not reacting. You're not chasing. You're not even mad. You're calm. That's what shakes her. She knew how to handle your anger. Knew how to twist it, fuel it, flip it into guilt or desire. But this peace? This lack of emotion? It's foreign territory. It's the one thing she never prepared for, your indifference. And now, panic sets in, not the dramatic kind she can dramatize and control. This one's quiet. Suffocating. It seeps into her when she least expects it. Middle of the night. In traffic. Mid-laugh. Because the truth she tried to deny is setting in, her grip is gone. The power she used to hold without even thinking, vanished. And no matter how she spins it, deep down she knows, you didn't slam the door. You just stopped holding it open. That's what breaks her. Not your anger, not a final fight. Just the soft, steady sound of your peace, and the terrifying realization that she'll never hear your chaos again. She moves fast, too fast. Like someone trying to glue the pieces back before anyone notices they're broken. Suddenly she remembers everything you ever liked. The way you took your coffee. That old hoodie you loved. The song you played on repeat during long drives. Now it's all back. Not because she's changed, but because she's losing. She's not showing love. She's showing fear. Fear of losing control. Fear of becoming invisible to the man who once gave her all the attention she didn't earn. You used to beg for effort. Now you get flooded with it the second you stop asking. Funny how that works. She cleans up her act like it's opening night. The warmth in her voice, the softness in her eyes, the concern in her tone, it's all scripted. Because now she knows she's on thin ice. You're not chasing. You're watching. And she's performing. She mirrors the woman you once adored. Not the woman she truly is. It's mimicry, not maturity. Nostalgia is her last weapon and she's sharpening it fast. She wants you to remember the version of her that never really lasted. The version that only existed long enough to hook you the first time. She makes it all look effortless, like she's finally learned. But you've seen too much. The act is too late. The switch is too obvious. The charm feels rehearsed. She's trying to reset the game, hoping you'll forget how many times she fumbled it. But you're not who you were and her tricks feel outdated. You're not drawn in, you're dissecting every move. Every smile looks like strategy. Every compliment sounds like bait. And the more she tries to impress, the clearer it becomes. She's not doing this because she missed you. She's doing it because you stopped needing her. Before, your attention was currency. Now your silence is. And she's spending everything trying to buy it back. The worst part for her? It's not working. Because the man who once bent over backwards is now standing still. Not angry. Not bitter. Just done. That's what makes her panic behind the smiles. You finally see the performance for what it is, a desperate tribute to a fantasy you've already outgrown. When sweetness falls flat, she shifts. Fast. The charm fades, the claws come out. If love doesn't pull you back, maybe chaos will. She starts jabbing, poking, looking for weak spots. Random texts at odd hours. Passive-aggressive comments masked as concern. Backhanded compliments. She's not trying to fix anything, she's testing you. Pressing buttons that used to trigger you. The same ones that once pulled you into arguments, apologies, and emotional roller coasters. Because any reaction is better than silence. Love, hate, rage, it doesn't matter. If she can get you to feel, she still exists in your world. But now you're different. You're not playing. You've unplugged from the drama. No raised voice. No long texts. No explanations. Just calm. And that calm? It's maddening to someone who fed off your fire. She can't handle quiet. She needs noise. She needs proof that she still matters enough to make you lose your composure. When you don't bite, she escalates. Lies. Accusations. Pushing boundaries just to see if you'll snap. But all she gets is that same steady energy. Nothing. And that's what drives her insane. Not the breakup, not the distance, but your complete lack of reaction. It tells her something she didn't think possible. She's lost access. Not to your time, but to your emotions. She's knocking at a door you locked without a word. She used to thrive off your storms. Now she's left yelling into a void. No spark. No resistance. Just the echo of her own desperation. So she turns up the heat. Drags your name through conversations. Brings up your past. Maybe even tries to get others involved. Anything to stir the pot. But your peace is armor. Nothing gets through. She can't stand that her chaos no longer controls the atmosphere. That she can rage and scream and twist the story and you still won't flinch. And that's the turning point. When she finally sees the truth, the storm doesn't move you anymore because you've stepped out of it. You're not in survival mode, you're in freedom. You don't need to win the argument. You've already won the war. Not by overpowering her, but by refusing to be pulled back in. When you stop reacting, she shifts the spotlight. If she can't reach you directly, she'll perform for the crowd. Suddenly her life is perfect. Filtered smiles. Overdone captions. A highlight reel built for your eyes. Every post has a purpose. Every angle is calculated. She's not healing, she's advertising. Broadcasting happiness like it's on clearance. Look at me smiling. Look at me glowing. Look at how little I needed you. It's a loud show designed to trigger quiet doubt. She wants you watching. Wants you wondering if you were the problem all along. She'll speak in code. Indirect shots. Cryptic messages meant to hit you without naming you. The world thinks she's just moving on. But you know the difference between peace and performance. She starts talking to the people around you. Old mutual friends, shared circles. Suddenly she's everywhere without ever contacting you. Not by accident. Strategic. She's planting seeds, rewriting the story in her favor. Painting herself as the one who gave everything. The victim. The fighter. The one who tried. But the truth is simple. She's not over you, she's obsessed with proving she's winning. That she's happier. Stronger. More wanted. And none of it is real. Real healing doesn't need an audience. Real growth doesn't beg for views. But that's all she has now. Views, likes, claps from people who don't know the whole story. She doesn't miss you. She misses what it felt like to have you wrapped around her finger. She's not celebrating her freedom, she's mourning her control. And the only way she knows how to cope is to stage a show where she's still on top. But you don't tune in. You don't comment. You don't care. That's what drives her mad. She's giving the performance of her life, and the one person she wants in the front row walked out of the theater. You stopped giving her reactions. Now she's begging for your attention in silence. The game only works when both people play. And you're not even holding the controller anymore. Let her keep posting. Let her keep pretending. You already know. Peace doesn't need proof. Silence always says more than a staged smile ever could. When the show fails, she changes tactics. The spotlight dims, the ego cracks, and now she comes back with softness. Not the fake sweet act from before. This time, it's desperation wrapped in promises. She starts saying all the things you once begged to hear. Admits the faults she used to deny. Swears she's ready to grow, to change, to do better. It sounds convincing, but only because she's scared. Not of losing love, of losing control. This isn't a breakthrough. It's a negotiation. A last-ditch effort to drag you back before you disappear completely. She's not fixing herself. She's just adjusting the mask. She finally noticed the door closing and now she's throwing everything at it to wedge it open. You can hear the fear in her voice. Not sorrow, fear. Fear that you've evolved past her. That you no longer need what she once used to keep you hooked. And she's right. Because now her sudden clarity feels hollow. It's not growth, it's panic. It's too late. You asked for change when it mattered. She gave you excuses, blame, silence. Now, when there's nothing left to lose, she gives effort. Not because she means it, because she has no choice. You've stopped responding to chaos and now she's trying kindness. But it's a currency you no longer accept. Because you see through it. You know growth doesn't come overnight. It's not a light switch. It's consistency and time and humility. When that doesn't work, the switch flips again. The softness fades. The blame game returns. Suddenly it's your fault. You're cold. You never really cared. She recycles the same lines she once used to disarm you. This time they bounce off. She can't pull you back, so she tries to tear you down. Tells others you changed, that you gave up, that you were never what she needed. But she's not telling the truth, she's telling a version that protects her ego. Because admitting you walked away for the right reasons would mean admitting she pushed you there. And that's too heavy. So she rewrites the ending. Paints herself as the one who survived, not the one who self-sabotaged. Let her talk. Let her twist it. You don't need to defend yourself. The truth doesn't beg to be believed. It just lives quietly right beside your peace. When the noise fades and the performances fall flat, all that's left is the silence you left behind, and it eats at her. Not because she wants you back, but because she can't shake the fact that she no longer moves you. She scrolls through your profile when no one's watching. Looks for signs. Clues. Proof that you're hurting or second-guessing. She doesn't want to reconnect. She wants confirmation that she still matters. But you're not posting for her. You're not posting much at all. That's what unsettles her most. You're just gone. Present in your life, absent in hers. Now every update about you passes through a filter of envy. You're calmer, clear, focused. There's a glow she never gave you, and it didn't come from someone else. It came from the weight you dropped. And that weight was her. She'll try to act like she doesn't care, that she's thriving. But the obsession lingers in the background. Not with the relationship, but with the power she lost. With the fact that her grip slipped and you never reached back. She sizes up anyone you date next. Compares herself to the new version of you. Replays memories, wondering when exactly you slipped out of her control. The realization that it wasn't sudden but slow and final eats away at her. You didn't explode. You dissolved. Bit by bit. Until one day you just stopped needing the chaos. And the peace you carry now? It's louder than any words she could ever say. She doesn't miss who you were, she misses who she was when you still cared. When your attention was hers to manipulate. That version of you is gone. Evolved. Untouchable. There's no message that will land. No apology deep enough. No trick left to play. Because now the man she once controlled is the man she can't reach. That's what haunts her. And the irony? You didn't slam a door. You didn't burn a bridge. You just walked. Quietly. Completely. That kind of exit doesn't leave debris, it leaves a void. One she can't fill, no matter how loud she pretends to laugh or how carefully she curates her freedom. In the end, your silence became your legacy. Your peace became your power. And her memory of who you were? It'll never compete with who you became after letting go.